Do you ever worry that your woman might be faking it in bed? I'm Stephanie Ganowski, sexologist and sex coach for men. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you've been subscribed, welcome back. So you're not sure if she's faking it with you, and you're also not sure if she's enjoying herself with you. First, I'm gonna give you 2 pointers when it comes to this situation. Then I'm gonna tell you exactly what to say to her for you to feel confident about her feeling good with you. Point number 1. It's very important that you don't assume she's feeling pleasure just because she's moaning and her body is shaking. No chronic assuming allowed, which means you want to open your mind to being 100% curious as though you have no idea how this woman functions. When you tell yourself you want to come from a place of curiosity, you tend to be a much better communicator. Point 2, you must drop your ego and be open to criticism. And this is very difficult for most men to do because you were taught that you should just know how to pleasure her. You should just know how to her. You shouldn't have to ask, which is absolutely ridiculous when you think about it. Like, it's her body. Why would you know it better than she does, or even just as much as she does without her telling you anything? Being open to criticism is also difficult. It's difficult for all of us. But the best things in life, we have to work a little bit for, right? And the only way we will truly know if we are pleasuring our partner is to create some type of communication space to open up honest feedback. And you could show your partner it's okay to be honest and you can handle constructive criticism. You won't get defensive or butthurt about it. You won't use it against her. You won't weaponize it. Then she's gonna come to you with feedback and honesty. And this works both ways because when she shares you something about how amazing it was or how she really loved when you did something, you're not going to be questioning in your head like, well, I don't know if that was true. Like, you're going to believe it. So let me tell you how you could bring this conversation up to her and what it can sound like. Take notes. Hey babe, I know we don't talk about this much, but I want to make sure that the sex we're having is feeling good for you. Sometimes I wonder if you're faking it, and I definitely don't want that to be the case, but I do want your honesty. So that way, if you're not enjoying it, we could change something. So listen how I started it with, I know we don't talk about this a lot. It often helps clients of mine to start these conversations like, hey, I know we don't usually talk about this. I know we haven't talked about this in a while, or this is kind of random because we hardly ever talk about this. It's very helpful to get a conversation going when you start from that place of like, okay, let's just acknowledge the elephant in the room here. We don't talk about this usually, but we can, and it's time. So when she responds, you'll have thoughts in your head trying to defend yourself, and you might have the urge to defend verbally, but really do your best to not do that and to be patient and listen to what she has to say and actually try to understand what she's saying. Also, remember this, getting constructive feedback that you don't necessarily want to hear around sex is totally normal and it's necessary. It doesn't mean you're bad at sex. It doesn't mean you're a bad partner. So you really want to get that idea out of your head so that you're not afraid of initiating these conversations or creating that conversation that allows honesty. We're not just supposed to know all of this stuff. We have to continuously communicate with our partner or partners to make sure that we're both on the same page. And that's just life. This is normal. And even when you have a great sex life with your partner, it's still normal to be off a little bit once in a while. You just gotta talk about it. Constructive feedback is so helpful, and it also gets rid of anxiety very quickly. Because when you know, you're no longer in that headspace of uncertainty of like, oh, is she thinking this? Is she really orgasming? I don't know. I don't know if she really wants this. Instead, you have the answers. So there's no what if. It's like, hey, okay, she literally told me to do this. So like, I know to do it. And lastly, when you're leaving this type of conversation, be sure that you have very specific feedback you're walking away with. None of this ending the conversations with, okay, let's do better next time, or I guess I'll go down on you more. No, you want it to end with something like, okay, so it sounds like if I slow down the foreplay, we have at least 5 to 10 minutes of touching, then when I tease your body down there, you'll get more aroused and more lubricated to the point where you're really excited to have sex within those 10 minutes. And that way, when I penetrate, you're much more likely to get to an orgasm faster. Is that what I'm hearing? And she'll be like, yes, that's what I want. Then you're like, all right, I got it. Go team. And then make a joke or something. You know, like, this doesn't have to be super serious when you talk about sex. You're just trying to understand each other because you care about each other. And by the way, she needs to also understand you and your body. So in this conversation, it's the perfect time for you to be like, hey, and like, while we're talking about this, I would really love more of this, or if we can get more on the same page about doing this. And you tell her whatever it is that you're looking for. But in this video, we're primarily trying to have a conversation to understand how she can have a real orgasm, or to make sure she's not faking it. So that's why I didn't get into your side of this equation. Once you have answers, you will feel so much better. And once you open up that space for honesty and you don't assume and you drop the ego, you allow any constructive feedback or criticism, you will know that she's being honest with you. This is going to build trust between you guys. You're going to have better sex. You're going to feel less anxious around sex as a whole, and you're going to start having more fun with it and feel more connected with it. I hope this helped you. Don't forget to check out my other video. These two are really good, and have a great day. Talk to you soon.